So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down all of my reasons as to why MK Dons are my current League 2 title favourites. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 150 likes on today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below, where do you think MK Dons will finish in this upcoming 2024-25 campaign, and if they're not your title favourites, let me know down below who you think at this moment in time will win the league. But let's waste no further time and get straight into it. We're going to start out firstly then with how the MK Dons squad is currently lining up ahead of the upcoming campaign. A player highlighted in light blue is a new signing at the football club, and as you can see, despite a very successful season on the whole last campaign, they have decided to go with an almost full squad rebuild, especially in them defensive and goalkeeper positions. The only position where they've not looked to improve at this moment in time is that left back / left wing back position, and as you can see, there's a lot of quality in the signings that they have made. Yes, they've lost a few key players, and we'll talk about them in a moment, but in terms of their squad at this moment in time, now Connor Lemonhair Evans, I think he's naturally number 8, number 10 sort of player, but can also play as a winger, but I personally see him playing as a right back or right wing back at this moment in time. I think there's rumours that that's where we would have played in pre-season. I think he's injured though at this moment in time. I certainly think that's a position that they definitely need to improve on. They're probably going to play the back three with like a boxing midfield and the wing backs. I don't really know what that's off the top of my head. It's like a 5-2-2-1, like what they played last season with the 2 number 10s and the striker, and it worked very well for them. But just look at some of the quality in that MK Dons midfield. There is a lot of top quality players, and even some of their new signings as well. Liam Kelly, absolutely outstanding for Crawley Town at last campaign. Joe Pritchard had a really good season with Accrington Stanley. Tom Carroll brings a wealth of experience, which is something I do think they needed to go along with a lot of these younger signings. Tommy Lee has been brilliant at Accrington over the last couple of seasons. Alex Gilby had a really good season at last campaign. Defensively though, I'm very impressed with some of their recruits. Sam Sheringham is one of the picks of the bunches for me. The fact he's turned down a new contract with League 1 side at Northampton Town to drop down into League 2 with MK Dons just tells you everything about their aims and aspirations for this season. Luke Offord as well, yes, he's had his injury problems, but when he's fit and available, he's without a doubt one of the best central defenders in this league. And Lawrence Maguire as well had a really good season with Crawley Town at last campaign. They have lost a few pretty significant players though this transfer window so far, most notably Max Dean leaving the club to go over to Belgium. He has signed for KAA Ghent for around a €2 million fee according to Transfermarkt, which is obviously a very good amount of money to get in to the football club. But they have still lost some other key players. Cameron Norman turned down the new contract with the football club and signed for fellow League 2 side Tranmere Rovers, and you look at where MK Dons are most weak at this moment in time, it is definitely in that position where Cameron Norman would play, and at 28 years of age he is now going to be in his prime. I think that's a really good signing on the whole for Tranmere Rovers. Ethan Robson, again, didn't really work out for him throughout his time with MK Dons. I think he was there for around 3 years. He signed for fellow League 2 side Carlisle United, but I think he's going to miss the first 2, 3, 4 months of the season with a hamstring injury, so I guess MK Dons have got away with one there. And Dan Kemp was always a very interesting one, wasn't it? Obviously spent last season out on loan with Swindon Town for the first half of the campaign, was undoubtedly the best player in the entire division, went back to MK Dons and just struggled again really. He has now since signed for League 1 side Stevenage. I think a lot of people were maybe confused by that. Stevenage, very direct side. Dan Kemp's obviously like 5'5". His best football definitely comes when his team are playing football on the floor, so I'm not really too sure by that move, but he never really worked out for him throughout his time at MK Dons, despite succeeding at other clubs in the same division, the likes of Hartlepool and at Swindon Town. Warren O'Hara has also signed for Hibernian, but I think they've more than replaced him. Dan Harvey as well, he signed for Wickham, but I was never really his biggest fan. Dawson Devoy, decent player on his day, 22 years of age, but probably was going to be restricted in terms of game time for this upcoming campaign with the quality already in the MK Dons midfield. And also Mo Isa was released as well. There's obviously, I think they signed for about £1 million, I think, from Peterborough not too long ago. But in terms of where MK Dons still need to improve, for me personally, if they're going to play a back three, they need one more centre back in my personal opinion. I think they need a specialist in that right back, right wing back sort of role, and obviously I don't know what their finances are looking like, but with the sale of Max Dean, you would assume they've got the money to go out and splash some cash. Maybe another striker as well. I know they only do play one up front and then it's about game time, but Hendry I think could be a decent player. Ellis Harrison is a good substitute option. Matthew Dennis, obviously a bit of a younger player who'll have to wait and see what he does produce. I think they still need to get Jonathan Lecco out the door, but I'm pretty sure did he not pick up a long-term injury whilst he went out on loan to Burton, played like 10 minutes and then picked up a long-term injury. So be interesting to see how he does get on if he does get another opportunity under Mike Williamson. And speaking of Mike Williamson, in terms of his managerial record, obviously he was a player coach and then a full-time manager with Gateshead from the 11th of June until the 17th of October. That ranging from 2019 to 2023, he managed 155 matches with Gateshead, averaging 1.67 points per match, which is absolutely incredible in my personal opinion. He then joined MK Dons on the 17th of October 2023, where he has been there up until present. He's managed 38 games so far in all competitions, averaging 1.71 points per match. He's undoubtedly a very, very successful manager so far. He plays a very possession-based style and a very possession-based approach to football. It's a lot of tippy-tappy, and he needs his players to be very good on the ball. When you look at some of their signings, they're all very, very good on the ball. Some people might argue Lawrence Maguire, because of his stature, he's not the most mobile, but he is still a very good ball-playing defender. In Joe Tomlinson, they've got one of the best wing-backs in the league, in my personal opinion. I think he's very, very good. Stephen Warne, something like that. I don't think got enough game time last season, in my personal opinion. It'll be interesting to see if he gets a bit more of that this campaign. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, take the positions with a little bit of a pinch of salt. Not every player can only play one position. They're all very versatile, and there is a lot of quality in that side. Alex Gilby was brilliant last season. I'm pretty sure he got over double figures in both goals and assists last campaign, so he'll be looking to add to that once more. Now, in terms of how MK Dons could line up ahead of the 2024-25 campaign, if every player was to be fit, here is how I personally believe that they should line up. You've got Tom McGill in goal, a very strong back three of Sam Sherring, Luke Offord and Lawrence Maguire. I don't see that conceding many goals next campaign, certainly not as many as what they conceded last season, with Joe Tomlinson and Connor Lemonade Evans as the wing backs, with Liam Kelly and Tom Carroll as your more anchoring midfielders, two of the best ball playing midfielders in the division. Alex Gilby and Tommy Lee slightly ahead of them, playing as the number 10s, with Callum Hendry leading the line. On the bench then, that would leave Craig McGillivray, Jack Tucker, Dean Lewington, MJ Williams, Joe Pritchard, Stephen Warne and also Ellis Harrison. And then there is a lot of good quality still not even making it into the matchday squad, the likes of Connor Grant, Jonathan Lecco, Matthew Davies, Nathan Harness as well. There's a lot of quality in this MK Dons squad, and obviously we've still got around about a month left of the transfer window. I think a lot of people need to be very scared of this MK Dons squad, and as a Bradford City fan, playing MK Dons on the opening day of the season, it's certainly not a game that I'm looking forward to. Now, obviously MK Dons finished 4th in the table last season, and their playoff matches didn't exactly go very well, did they? They lost 8-1 on aggregate against Crawley Town. They lost the first game 3-0 and Crawley absolutely played them off the park. Liam Kelly, Jay Williams and Ronan Darcy all finding themselves on the score sheet, but I think the game which really embarrassed MK Dons was the 5-1 defeat at home to Crawley. Jay Williams scored quite early on, Danilo Orsi bagged a hat-trick, and Jack Rolls as well found himself on the score sheet. Max Dean did score a consolation goal, and did he like shush the Crawley fans or cup their ears? But at that point they're already like 4 or 5-1 down on aggregate. No, they were getting absolutely battered at that point. I'm pretty sure they were 5-1 down on aggregate, and he cupped his ears. He was a very, very interesting character, was Max Dean. Certainly a very selfish player, but obviously there was no doubt in his quality when he was fit and available. I think he got, was it 20 goals, 5 assists, or 15 goals, 5 assists, something crazy like that, like that last campaign. It'll be interesting to see if Callum Hendry can replicate that form. It'll be very hard for him to do, but MK Dons over both of them games are absolutely terrible. But again, their team has changed quite a lot since then, and you look at who actually played for them in that match. There's probably only going to be 2 or 3 players who started in that second leg who were probably going to start on the opening day against Bradford City. Because if we have a look at how they lined up in that game, Marskell obviously no longer with the football club. I think I'm right in saying he's joined Crewe on loan. O'Hara has joined Hibernian. Tucker still with the football club. Harvey has joined Wickham. Lofthouse, I don't think he's still with the football club. Lewis Bay obviously signed for Stockport. Jack Payne signed for Colchester United. Tomlinson still with the football club. Warne and Gilby also still with the football club, but I don't see Warne getting as much game time. Similar, to be fair, could be said about Tucker in all honesty. I think he will be the 4th choice centre back going into next season, and obviously Max Dean no longer with the football club. So lots of things have changed at the club. To be fair, just as many players who started for Crawley almost are going to be starting for MK Dons next campaign as to the MK Dons players who started in this match, which tells you about the rebuild that Mike Williams' side have had to endure going in to next campaign. But on the whole, for me, MK Dons, with the way they've recruited so far, some of their transfers, yes, they've lost Max Dean, but some of their business coming in has been absolutely excellent. I don't think they've made a bad signing on paper so far. I don't know too much about Tom McGill, the goalkeeper, but I think if they get a specialist right wing back in, I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with. And one final thing to add is, on paper, the league is not as strong this season as what it has been over the last couple of campaigns. There's no Wrexhams, there's no Stockports, there's no Mansfield Towns, 3 big spenders in the division, all automatically promoted last campaign, and I feel like MK Dons probably on paper one of, if not the biggest spenders coming in to this season. Yes, they don't necessarily have the biggest fan base in the world, but in terms of on the pitch, they're going to be a real force to be reckoned with next campaign, and I personally have MK Dons winning the league next season. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 150 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're now on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Who do you think will win the league next season, and where do you think MK Dons will finish in the upcoming 2024-25 season? Thank you all very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.